We haven't even started talking and you're already all pissing me off.
This is what you get with a Monday
Yeah,
episode.
I think we were all kind of just dead last night. Mark, you'd been traveling. Where the hell were you?
I was in Texas.
Why?
Um, well, we had this plan. We had this trip planned for a while. We were doing a get together with some of Kelly's high school friends that she's is still really good friends with to this day. To this day, and yeah, that freaking hurricane came through last week, and we were supposed to go to Galveston, I think it's called.
Yeah, Galveston
Um,
Island.
yeah, and we were leaving. We left Wednesday, and it was supposed to hit by Tuesday and be done. But of course, like we're following the news. The news broadcasters just like are like, "This is the slowest hurricane we've ever seen. It's going to take an extra day to come through the town." Just
It's super
madness.
weird. The howling coming off of this hurricane sounds distinctly like someone saying, "Fuck you, Mark."
Yeah, literally. But it all worked out. We got a big cabin in off of Lake Conroy. I don't fucking know.
Sure.
It was a good time though. A lot of
Okay.
drinking, of course. A lot of
Do
kids.
you have a house yet?
Not quite. October 1st.
Is it the worst experience of your life trying to buy a house?
Yes and no. Ashley's taking care of a lot of it, so kudos to Ash. She's doing all the nitty gritty.
I probably should have assumed.
Obviously, you should have assumed.
All right. Before we get started, I know this is kind of a sad thing, but unfortunately, one of my favorite comedians of all time, Norm Macdonald, passed away last week. He was fighting a very secret battle with cancer, but he was his own kind of comedian, and he just would have done anything to get anybody to laugh. And I fucking loved almost everything that he ever did. Dirty Work is still one of my favorite movies of all time. You can catch it on HBO Max if you've never seen it. It's got Chris Farley, who's his face with the septum that collapsed because he did so much blow. It's a crazy movie and it's hilarious. And the moth joke that Norm Macdonald tells on Conan O'Brien is one of my favorite jokes of all time. It's just, if you haven't gone through the nostalgia dump of watching every YouTube video you can about Norm Macdonald, you should.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about
ESPYs.
Artie Lang?
Yes,
About the
Artie
blow?
Lang, thank you.
Artie Lang from Animal House. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When he hosted the ESPYs, he
Wait,
was
Animal
gold.
House. That was Belushi's. The Belushi. Sorry, Brett,
Yes.
go ahead.
Never mind. Beer League.
Oh yeah, the ESPYs. Oh my god.
He was glorious on the ESPYs.
Yeah, so he could roast anybody with the best of them, and he sure as fuck did, and it made everybody uncomfortable, and he loved it. So
Absolutely. He can get away with some of the jokes that he would say. I just got into his TikTok rather recently, and I went through all of his videos immediately, and they were all hilarious. He's
Yeah.
so dry and so dark and just deadpan. He's the man.
in slightly
RIP.
more positive news, cancer took Norm Macdonald, but Jeff Bridges' cancer is in remission, so I wouldn't be able to handle both of them at once. Like,
That'd be rough.
yeah, the dude and Norm Macdonald, no fucking way. I couldn't take that. Do you guys have, Mark, do you have a favorite Norm Macdonald work, or is this not like your speed?
It's not really my speed. I've heard of Dirty Work. I obviously need to go watch that if you love it that much. I really fucking loved him in Happy Gilmore, or not, in Billy Madison, not Happy Gilmore. I thought even though he didn't have too many lines, every time he just showed up, it was fucking hilarious. Just being his fucking friend or whatever you want to
Just
call
his
it.
idiot dirtbag friend, yeah.
Yeah, his
But rest
dirtbag
in peace
friend.
to a real one and one of the funniest guys to ever live.
Yeah.
Anything else? Nah. We're gonna keep this short tonight because I think we're all kind of fucking exhausted. But
News to us.
gentlemen, I only sent you 3 trailers this week, I think.
Yeah.
So Nightmare Alley is supposed to be the new one from Guillermo del Toro, and I believe the last thing that he did was Shape of Water, for which he won Best Director and Best Picture. So this has got a very interesting cast: Bradley Cooper, Kate Blanchett, Willem Dafoe, and Toni Collette. I know we all love Toni Collette here. She is very expressive and a great actress. So Bradley Cooper is this carnival worker who is kind of a con man, and he's like pretending to be a psychic. From everything that I've read, this doesn't seem that it's going to be typical Guillermo work, where it's like monsters and weird shit. I think this is just like a drama.
It still
Yeah.
seems rather whimsical with the setting itself, like being in a carnival and having that old timey feel. It's period piece.
Peace.
So it's just, I don't know, it still has that. It has that Guillermo del Toro signature, I feel.
Yeah. Mark, what do you
I didn't
think?
like how they had that narration. It really misled you into thinking there was going to be some type of monster or beast or whatever they were talking about throughout this whole trailer. And I was waiting for it. I think Bradley Cooper's character, yes, he's going to go through all these rich people and con them, but I think he might end up starting to murder people. I think it's going to take a dark turn. Yeah, that's my prediction.
Okay, fair enough. This is coming December 7th to theaters. I'm interested. I'll watch anything Guillermo del Toro does.
Yeah.
So,
I wonder what the accent Bradley Cooper's going to have is going to be like. It's going to be like
maybe it's like just old timey flappers, like 1920s.
Or maybe he's just going to bring back those Stars Born, whatever the fuck that
just
movie
a
was
southern
called.
accent. He's a country singer again.
Yeah.
Did they have country music in the 1920s? I guess that was more bluegrass, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about music. Okay. Speaking of production studios, they're doing shit that's way outside of their realm here. The Humans is an A24 movie with Amy Schumer and Steven Yeun. This family gets together for Thanksgiving, and then weird shit starts happening, like in this apartment building. I can't tell if this is a horror or a comedy or both or what. Could either of you get a read on this?
I think it's going to be a depressing dramedy. It's going to have some comedic. I mean, you have Amy Schumer and you have the girl from Booksmart. Don't know her name offhand. They're going to bring in that comedic factor for sure, but there's going to be a lot of serious topics. You could just tell right off the bat looking at this trailer, watching this trailer.
Are there ghosts? I have no fucking idea what's going on.
No, I think it's just some really deep conversations within a family. I guarantee you they're going to talk about some tragic thing that happened to their family and why they are the way they are. And then Steven Yeun's character mentioned something about being depressed. So a lot of really deep things I'm sure they're going to discuss when they sit down for dinner or whatever it is that they do as a family.
Brick, this didn't strike me as being your speed.
No, it didn't seem in my wheelhouse. I mean, I like the cast, but I just don't know. I don't know. It just didn't really strike me for anything that, floats thy boat, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I think that something that will float all of our boats is Hawkeye, because this trailer looks pretty dope. Mark, did you ever read the Matt Fraction run?
I did not.
Dude,
I did not.
You will definitely appreciate this. I think you absolutely should read it, and you will really love it. It's not going to be like a direct adaptation, but there are so many little nods to it that I've already seen. Obviously, young Hawkeye, Kate Bishop comes in. They show Pizza Dog at one point, and the villains in that are like a group of like Slavic thugs, like Eastern Bloc just gangsters who all wear tracksuits and call everybody bro. And it's just this running joke the whole time, and that's exactly what this is. It was, and the guys who like throw the Molotov cocktail through the window that he catches and throws back immediately, those were those guys. I'm very excited for this.
I want to see Rogers the musical. I saw like 3 scenes with a Steve Rogers musical.
Yeah, that seems interesting.
I also love that it's set around Christmas time. I thought that was pretty interesting. Once I saw like the Christmas vibe, I was like, ooh, holidays are coming. Let's go. I was like kind of jazzed up about it.
Agreed. Yeah, Cap the Musical is going to absolutely kill me. This is coming November 24th, obviously Disney Plus. It'll be on Wednesdays. But is there anything specific you want to see? I know that they mentioned Florence Pugh's character is going to show up. So, I don't know. Maybe they had some kind of falling out, or maybe it's a flashback, or maybe she's tracking him down. Maybe he needs help.
I think she's tracking him down because he's the one who killed Black Widow, technically.
Okay, that's an interesting take.
So she might be the villain to start out.
Could be. I like that idea. That'd be kind of a neat little twist. and then eventually like he talks her out of it or whatever.
Yeah, if he explains how it needed to happen or whatever.
Right.
How do you feel about Haley Steinfeld being Kate Bishop?
The only thing I really have to judge her off of is Bumblebee, and I loved Bumblebee.
She was good.
I thought she was great in it.
Underrated film.
So no issues with that. Ooh, Brick drinking the banquet beer.
You know it.
That's
I like that they're going to be utilizing. It seems, just watching this trailer, it looks like they're going to be utilizing a lot of different parks and attractions from New York City. I mean, it's right below, I think, the Rockefeller Center, like where everyone skates and stuff.
Yeah,
you see it in
right.
Elf, I'm pretty sure. But that's going to be cool, having them do some crazy shit in scenes like that.
I'm excited for this. I'm still not even up to date on What If. I'm like a week behind. But I heard this one was not all that excellent anyways, but we'll see. I'll get there. We got to figure out what the fuck we're going to do next week, because I started to look at the schedule and I didn't see anything either. So we might have to do like a what if catch up.
Okay.
I watched Lady of the Manor.
Oh, really? What'd you think?
I thought it was
actually hold that for recommendations. I got a couple bits of news. Then we'll get there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you going and then cut you off, but
no worries.
So, have you guys heard about HBO removing HBO Max /Go from Amazon Prime? They are completely severing their relationship here, and in order to entice people to go directly to them and pay money, they're lowering their price by 50% for the next 6 months.
Are you talking about Amazon Prime or HBO Max?
I'm sorry. HBO is removing its library from being offered on Amazon Prime.
Gotcha.
Is that clear?
Okay.
And Amazon Prime is lowering its price to get more customers?
HBO is lowering their price. So obviously, if you were paying for HBO through Amazon, it's just going to be gone now. And a lot of people won't make the extra effort to go through and like sign up. But obviously, if they lower their price, it's a better incentive.
So you're just getting HBO for cheaper because, I mean, it was the same price on Amazon Prime as it was to just get it.
Yep. So that's how you get people to sign up for your service.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see if it works.
Okay. Brick, I've got a Twisted Metal update for you. It
Let's
turns out that Anthony Mackie is going to star as John Doe. He is, the direct quote here from Variety is, a motor-mouthed outsider offered a chance at a better life, but only if he can successfully deliver a mysterious package across a post-apocalyptic wasteland.
The deliver the package concept.
How do you feel about that? It's just going to be like a million little side quests.
Yes, or it's going to be like I feel like a Mad Max mashup with like the Rat Race, what is it? A very bad, or no? What the hell is that? What's the Rat Race? What's that based off of?
The movie Rat Race?
Yeah, it's based off of another kind of movie.
It's based off of Rat Race.
Honestly, I don't know that. Anyways, you look that up. Mark, do you think that after doing Winter Soldier, Captain American Winter Soldier, that he can carry a show like this on his own? Because I feel like when we did Altered Carbon, he didn't.
Yeah, he definitely didn't for Altered Carbon, but I would attribute that to the writing as well. I just didn't think it was a well-written show. It sucked, to be quite frank. I think
First season was awesome. Second season blew. He's
going to start getting these chances where he's going to be leading these shows. I mean, he did a pretty good job with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So
I like him.
I'm confident he'll do fine.
I did kind of a heel turn on it because I didn't think he could carry it. Actually, a while back, we were talking to E-Man about this, I think. It was when we got the news that he was going to be the lead in Altered Carbon, and he was on point saying that he can't carry that himself. But I think that maybe he's getting better, and he's working harder, and I'll definitely watch this.
The better question is, do you think they're going to fucking have Axel, that guy with monster truck tire hands that just whips around?
I hope so. I mean, if you're going to make a Twisted Metal show, you might as well make it as wild as possible, right?
Yeah.
It has to be. And it has to be R-rated. It has to be dark as hell.
That would be interesting to see.
Who's the clown face guy?
Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth.
With the flaming head, and he's got that. He drives around in the ice cream truck.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted it to be like episodic, where it's like it shows an individual story of how they all got to Calypso or whatever, and then how they kind of come into this giant death match at the very end, and the winner takes it all and gets whatever one wish from Calypso, like they did in Twisted Metal Black. That was the best storyline of all the Twisted Metals, I thought.
I can't say I've ever played. I've played some of it, but not. I don't know the lore like you do, I guess.
Every time
Slight
you
correction.
beat the game
Sorry.
with a character, you unlock the person's story about how they like got their wish from Calypso, and he like approaches each one of them in their own individual fucked up situations.
Slight correction, Brick. The
Yep.
character's name is Needles Kane, and the truck that Needles Kane drives is Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth. Okay, nice. Needles
Learn
Kane.
something new every day.
Needles
That's a
fucking
dope
Kane.
name.
Sick ass fucking name.
Is it
Creepy.
Kane or Cain?
What do you think?
K.
K. Kane. Like WWF Kane.
All right,
that
Mark.
movie I was talking about was It's a Mad World.
Okay.
You never heard of it?
I don't think so.
1963 movie.
All right, maybe I'm blanking on it. Mark, this one's for you. Variety is saying that Colin Farrell, who will play the Penguin in Matt Reeves' upcoming film, Batman film, has been approached to reprise the role in a spin-off series for HBO Max. There's no script yet, no deal, but apparently Lauren LaFranc, who has written on shows like Chuck, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Impulse, has agreed to write the script. Do you think that HBO Max has the money like Disney does to start getting their big name actors to do shit like this? Colin Farrell is not a small actor.
They're already doing it though. John Cena is getting up there. He's not like a huge name actor, but he's getting his own Peacemaker show.
No, that's fair. That's a good point.
They're going to shell out the money to take these properties and do spinoffs because this is what is going to make them money.
That's what they've seen with Marvel. They've seen how successful Marvel is, and if they feel like if they put money into it, they'll get money back out. Even with their flops, they're still making money, I feel.
Well, if they start diverting money away from big screen blockbusters and putting it into their streaming service, I think that's a completely reasonable business model. Okay.
Yep. Did you see that they just released HBO Max just released Batman the Audio Adventures?
No, I didn't.
It's kind of weird because it's on a streaming service where you can't, it's not the easiest thing to like, I don't even think you can play like HBO Max and close it out and keep listening to the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe you can, but like it's kind of weird. Maybe they do have some things happening on screen, but it's mainly just supposed to be like a podcast adventure thing.
So you haven't checked it out yet?
No, Jeffrey Wright is playing Batman. Rosario Dawson is Catwoman, and John Leguizamo, right? That's how you say it, is the Riddler.
Yeah.
So
okay, that's an interesting Riddler choice. You know what?
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense. I could see him doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, gentleman, Dan Levy from Schitt's Creek fame has signed a big ass deal with Netflix, and his first project is going to be an untitled romantic comedy that he's going to write, direct, and star in. He's kind of jumped up the ranks there real quick, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Well, he did the same thing with Schitt's Creek, right? He wrote it. His dad directed a lot of it, but I think he directed some episodes and he starred in it.
And his sister, who plays Twyla,
Mm-hmm.
she was a writer on that too, I believe. But this is exciting, right? There was a big bidding war for Dan Levy out of this because he could have stayed with this ABC affiliate, and he was like, "Nah, I'm going to go to Netflix because they're going to pay me."
Yeah,
A lot
that's a good
more,
move
yeah.
on his end.
Yeah, good for him. Fuck
Did you
yeah.
guys watch the Emmys at all last night?
I don't care. I knew
No.
Ted Lasso was going to win everything.
Surprisingly,
you
The
started
Crown
yet?
won a lot. The Crown won a shit ton.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, that one and the chess one and Ted Lasso. That's like everything that anybody's talked about for the last year.
Mm-hmm.
Have you started Ted Lasso yet, Ryan?
I watched
told you,
one
Ryan.
episode and I have not gone back to it, but I will.
Okay, so you're,
I feel like
you're not unsold on it from episode
No,
one.
not at all. In the first episode, it felt kind of not slow. It just wasn't that funny. And I know that they have to do a lot of setup, but I understand that everybody loves it and it will get funnier.
Yeah,
It's not a hilarious show by any
It's-
means.
yeah.
It has some very funny parts, but it's not like every other scene is going to make you laugh.
Interesting.
You're just going to fall in love with the characters, and especially
Really
Ted
good
Lasso.
really good character development, and the stories that are intertwined between them, fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, there is funny stuff that happens in each episode. I feel they have good lines and they have good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, boys. Last bit of news. Ivan Reitman's Twins sequel. Have you guys seen Twins with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Is that the one where Arnold's pregnant?
No, that's Mr. Mom.
Okay,
This is
good.
the one
Right.
where it was a science experiment, and they took there was a set of twins, and they took all of the good genes and gave them to Arnold Schwarzenegger, and all of the bad ones and gave them to Danny DeVito. And now that I say the premise out loud, it sounds really mean.
Very mean.
But amazing.
Fuck. Well, anyways, they're adding a triplet to this, and it's going to be Tracy Morgan. So I don't really know how they're going to explain that.
Yeah, you're more of a Tracy Morgan fan than I am. I'm not too big on Tracy Morgan, to be honest.
I'm
I
not.
think
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm not fucking crazy. The first thing I mentioned about him being pregnant, the movie was called Junior, because I kept thinking, wait,
Junior.
no, Danny DeVito's in a movie with him. He was in the movie Junior with Arnold when he was pregnant.
Yeah.
So that's what
Yeah,
I was
that
thinking of.
I remember seeing that as a kid and like thinking that's an all-time weird prosthetic belly on
Such
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
He
so
wore
weird.
glasses for that whole movie too. That weirded me out.
Yeah.
Fucking weird. So
It's
anyways, Schwarzenegger and DeVito are both coming back, and they just discover this. This is going to start filming in January in Boston. This is incredible news. I can't wait to see how horribly bad but also funny this movie's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm pumped to see this.
I have a drop that I'm going to play.
Go see a Scott Moore.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. Gentlemen, let's do our recommendations.
All right.
I'm gonna go first because I got two. The Ken Burns 4-part docuseries about Muhammad Ali that's airing on PBS started last night. Ken Burns doesn't do bad work. Like, if you think of documentarians, how many can you name? One, maybe
Not
two.
many. Mm-hmm.
Ken Burns is like the name in this, and if he's doing a deep dive on Muhammad Ali, I'm gonna fucking watch it.
Did he do one of the greatest documentaries of all time, Tickled? Did he do that?
No, he did not do that. That was that was the Australian guy, or maybe he was New Zealand. That is a great documentary, though. I still can't get over how wild that fucking story is. But yeah, it's I'm very excited for this, and Muhammad Ali is one of my favorite athletes of all time. It's incredibly interesting. Like, this is a great period piece where it takes into account all the things that were going on around Vietnam, and obviously the race issues of the time, and I can't wait to watch this. So, who's got one? Brick?
Lady of the Manor, which was a comedy we kind of went over. We saw the trailer for it about maybe 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Long is the writer. He also is in the movie as well. You just don't see very many R-rated comedies nowadays, and I felt like I laughed enough to warrant this rentable. Like, I literally rented this movie.
Okay.
And watched it, and I was like, yeah, it was actually fun for 2 hours. Like, I got definitely had some good laughs, not just in the trailer. Like, there's some good ones in the trailer, but like the movie itself is just like very well put together, I feel. And Judy Greer's funny in it too. It's just like, if you want an actual comedy, Lady of the Manor is worth a watch.
Judy Greer is always funny, and that reminded me that Archer came back, which I can also recommend. Mark, what do you got?
I watched Minari on the flight over to Texas, and I thought it was pretty good. It's an A24 movie, a straight drama about Steven Yeun is this farmer, and he's an immigrant, a Korean immigrant that moves to Kansas with his family, and he starts his farm and starts farming a bunch of Korean foods and things like that. But he is not so well off. He kind of takes this big chance on moving his family out from California to Kansas to get this thing going. And it is a story about family and kind of the bond you have with everyone in your family and what it means when you kind of shy away from that and and pursue other things that take you away from your family. And it gets pretty intense at times. But I thought the performance by Stephen Yeun was amazing. And Yuri Han is his wife, and she did a phenomenal job as well. Even his 2 little kids were great in it. So if you're looking for a slower type film that still has a pretty impactful ending, I would definitely recommend Minari.
On a scale of 1 to Taco Bell, how fart sniffy was it?
I would say it was probably like a 7, but it didn't like, because it's set in like, I think the late 80s. There wasn't like, it wasn't just shoving social commentary down your throat. It was kind of, getting deep in like family roots and things like that. And it gave you a really good look into like Korean traditions, which is really cool. But I don't think in any way it was really shoving like some type of narrative down your throat or anything like that. It just gave you a cool perspective and an interesting perspective on immigrants that moved to America in like the 80s, 90s and things like that.
Cool. All right. I got one more that I'll do real quick, and that's if you're into Formula One, the Schumacher documentary is now available, and it's really interesting. I'm only halfway through it, but so far they showed his upbringing and all that stuff, and they get right up to the point in 1994 where Ayrton Senna had that horrible crash and died when he hit a wall at 190 miles per hour. And like the effect that it had on him because they were battling so closely, and it's just really interesting stuff. I mean, if you're into that sort of thing, then it's good. If you're not, then obviously fucking skip it. But
I have another one.
Go for it.
I just started watching Doom Patrol.
Okay.
So I've 5 episodes in, I believe, and I'm liking it a lot. So I know it's an older one, but it's not, not that much older. I mean,
it's
season
weird.
2 came out last year?
Yeah.
It is weird.
Yeah.
But I'm liking the characters that they have so far. So
it gets weirder, and actually
story.
It gets to be really intense, like in a sad way. But it's good. It's worth a watch.
Cool. Yeah, I'm pumped to get that.
All right, gentlemen. You know that sound. It's time to draft. Brick, I understand that you won pretty much in a landslide last week. The Franks, it was a smart play. I can't believe that I have to say that, but props to you, man.
The Franks. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
So since you won, you get to pick the order, and we'll go clockwise based on whomever you pick to go first. And the draft this week will be choosing a non-superpowered or non-superhero, like an action movie character to save you, to protect you. Okay, so you're in danger. The mob is chasing you, or whatever. Aliens, aliens in the mob, they're chasing you, and somebody
alien
has to protect
mobsters.
you. There you go. So, Brick, who's going first?
I think I'm going to go first.
Okay.
I'll go first, just to steal Mark's guy.
God, I hate you, dude. I hate you so much.
Everybody
and he
knows.
was my number one.
Oh, obviously. Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
You win, you motherfucker. You win.
So I'll go first, and then whoever, I don't even care who goes.
So I think we probably pick these apart as we go, because this one's stupid. Jason Bourne couldn't protect shit. He got that girl that he loved killed.
That's true.
Yeah. No thanks.
The
This
love
is an
of his
idiot
life.
pick. Small brain.
Nope. I just think when he puts his mind to something, he's going to get it done. He's got unbelievable talent in martial arts and just the art of murdering. If anyone's trying to kill me, Jason Bourne, I trust him to get the job done.
Yeah, but he only puts his mind to figuring out why he is the way he is. Like he has this mystery about this whole thing going on in his life and why he was this fucking murderer. And he's trying to figure that out.
Neither here nor there. His main
and
priority
he'll
is
put
to
the
protect
people that he
America.
loves in harm's way to figure it out, which he did. I mean, he fled to another island. He was fine. Nobody was after him. And then he started fucking snooping around, looking into things, and boom, his wife gets fucking murdered, thrown off a fucking bridge. Done.
Yeah.
Jason Bourne. All right.
Next. Thank you for picking that apart, but Mark, go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna go with Yeah. I have number 2 here, but I don't think you guys are going to pick this person. I'm going to say Dutch. And that's Arnold from The Predator. Get to the chopper! Fuck yeah.
I mean, we could do a complete draft that's just Arnold characters, honestly.
You could Total Recall Arnold. You could do what's that? Commando Arnold, where he like picks up the phone
You
booth and
son
shit.
of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know when I said I wouldn't lie, Sully? I lied. No, what did he say? No, when I said I wouldn't kill you, Sully, I lied. And he just drops him down a fucking cliff. Yeah. Great
Go all
movies,
the
Arnold
way,
was in.
Arnold. Sorry. God.
All right. I think I got to pick a layup here, and I'm going to go with James Bond. I mean, he's just done it for too long. He's been too good at it. He gets all the fucking really cool gadgets. And
I really feel like a lot of people die on his watch, though. He makes it out, but
I feel like you could make that argument about all of these people that we're going to
Sure.
pick. Like, somebody dies at some point.
Dude,
Obviously,
James
it's more
Bond-
impactful when it happens to the guy that you picked, because fuck
Right.
you. But this guy,
James
he would
Bond
protect.
leaves you. No, he leaves you to get the girl, and then
Dude, worst
the
team
neat
up
whiskey.
actually. It's not even James Bond's fault. Like imagine him bringing Smithers into fucking a casino
He'd
or
kill
some
himself.
really fancy gala bar fucking
Tried to put
event.
me in a tux, and I'm
And
20
he's like-
bush lights deep.
Yo, Smithers, don't get too hammered and don't act awkward. All
You're
right,
not my fucking dad.
let me pull these chicks. Just
yeah. All right, who likes F1 here?
just-
Whatever.
Dude.
All right, I got another one, and that on the comeback, I'm gonna pick Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible because he is actually good at keeping people alive, and Tom Cruise will just throw himself into whatever harm's way to protect me, and I will count on that.
That's fine.
Mark,
All right, I'm gonna go with Laura Croft. She's sexy, good with guns. I mean, I'm just looking for that all-around perfect unit of a team. You know, like the A team.
it sounds
this
like
is
you're
my
looking out
team.
for your unit, all right? Idiot.
Dude, Laura Croft is badass though, especially Vikander's Laura
No
Croft.
doubt. Alicia Vikander, yeah.
Even Angelina Jolie's was pretty good too.
All right, Brick, you got 2.
I won.
Yeah, dude. No. Now that I think about Jason Bourne, you don't win. There's
Liam
a lot of flaws.
Neeson's taken.
All right, yeah. All right, now
He was on
now
my
you-
list. That's Brian Mills is the character name.
Next pick, John Wick, ultra murderer, can't be finished.
Couldn't even protect a puppy.
Yeah,
He did-
that's true.
But he didn't know the puppy was going. He wasn't there. He wasn't around.
Well, that's not an excuse. The best
I don't care
ability
if
is
he has to
availability.
protect- If he has to protect me, Keanu Reeves is gonna get the job goddamn done, and we all know it.
Nah.
That's fine. My
I
wild
would
card
rather
is
have
fine.
Shane Falco, Keanu Reeves protecting me.
Jason Bourne, Liam Neeson's taken, Brian Mills, and John Wick. I think, yeah. Sorry.
All
I
right,
win.
whatever. Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, you're missing a driver, Brick. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Brian O'Connor, Paul Walker, because everyone fucking loves Paul Walker. You need a driver in this scenario. You know, you can't just depend on John Wick. You're not gonna have horses around you. That's the only thing you can literally drive is a horse.
That's the dumbest fucking take of all time because you missed
terrible.
the actual layup, who is Dom Toretto,
Dom
who I will
Toretto.
pick
No,
because I will just convince him that I am his family, I'm his cousin, and
Paul
I will
Walker.
be literally invincible.
Paul Walker team.
That's Brian Earl Spillner. Get the fuck. What is that? Some kind of serial killer name?
You gotta
Um,
be fam, though. If you're not fam, Dom Toretto ain't about you.
I can easily, dude. I sit down. I have 12 Coronas with him. We're family.
Yeah, but
you're like, no thanks, I got my own Bush lights.
Nah, I'll drink Coronas with my man.
But you're always going to be on the run with Dom Toretto. He's people are always after him. He's always a wanted man. Paul Walker, on the other hand, can kind of get his way out of certain situations. I
Paul
mean, he
Walker
works-
got
he
out of
was
the
a
game
cop.
because he had a kid.
he's a
He's
cop.
always gonna value that kid's life over yours.
False.
Please. All right, my last one. Ooh, I'm gonna go with Ash from the Evil Dead series because he always has a shotgun, the boomstick, if you will, and he has a fucking chainsaw for a hand. So that's really all I need to say is chainsaw hand.
I feel like that's more of a liability than because you're just hanging out with Ash. There's no real damage going around. He'll just chainsaw you on accident.
I mean, if you give it to an idiot like Jason Bourne or Brian Mills, yeah, but not in the hands of Ash from Evil Dead.
Brian O'Connor, you mean? Don't ever fuck his name up again.
No, Brian Earl Spillner was the pseudonym he used, you dummy.
Oh, okay.
Dom Toretto comes to him and says, Brian Earl Spillner, is that a serial killer name?
Okay.
You're not my family. All right, Mark. Last one.
I'm going to go with Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Decimus.
Father to
Decimus
a murdered
Meridius?
son. Yeah, whatever the fuck his name is.
No,
Father to a murdered son.
Whoever the fuck that guy is, not actual Maximus Decimus Meridius, is literally just...
Whatever that old Roman fuck.
That's Mark. Oh, this guy...
I absolutely didn't know how to pronounce the last two fucking names in his name. So I
You
know
didn't do that
Maximus.
on Meridius, I'll give you that. But
Meridius.
not a
Husband
great
to a
job.
murdered wife. He would just...
Everybody
how
around him is
how
dead.
cool would it be,
Husband to a murdered wife.
dude?
Father to a murdered son. Everybody I've loved and come near has been dead.
Dude,
Good
it would
choice,
just be
Mark.
badass to have him on my team. It would be badass. Come on. Gladiator, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, he would be in modern day. He'd be absolutely useless in keeping you safe because he would see like a stoplight somewhere and what witchcraft be this? Because he's
No.
a pirate
Well,
now, apparently.
We wouldn't have to worry about the stoplight. I have Brian O'Connor driving the car. I mean, I'm thinking
Oh yeah,
from a
put the
perspective.
put the Roman guy in a car. That'll calm him down.
No, I'm thinking of like if we had a swarm of fucking henchmen around us.
I
would
never
just-
I
he would
never
just go
cease to
through
be
everyone.
amazed at how bad you are at drafting.
Yeah, that's real bad.
I won the
That's
first
fucking
draft.
Horrible.
That is.
I'm gonna win this
fucking
one.
The fourth, dude.
Please. All right, Brick. Who's your last one?
Inspector Lee from Rush Hour.
That's a great pick.
Jackie fucking Chan. He never gives up, never surrenders, always looking out. And he's an inspector. He can fucking figure shit out. And he does his own stunts.
I feel like
Absolute badass.
no, dude. I feel like he's nothing without Chris Tucker.
No. I think he's. Imagine him with Jason Bourne, John Wick, and Brian Mills. I could just sit here and play game all day. I wouldn't have to worry about anybody coming in to kill me. I have everybody locked down.
I don't know, man. I think your team kind of sucks.
Dude, you should have went Jet Li. Fucked
Jet
up
Li
the
from
one.
like the
Jet Li.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or what was that
You guys
movie you
could've
did
went
with
that too. But you guys both botched it.
whatever, please. Thank you for doing that. Away
Sorry.
from the mic, I guess, even though it was still super loud.
Super loud.
Brick, did you have a couple that didn't get picked?
I had The Rock from Walking Tall on there.
That's a good
Just
one.
because he's just a badass, you know. Give him a 2x4, we'll fuck some shit up.
That's fair.
He gets his ass pretty beat by like a bunch of goons though. But
Mark, you got any?
As a joke, it's actually not a joke because Charles Bronson in
He's-
Death Wish
no,
movies,
he would just fucking kill you himself.
dude,
yeah, right. Why are
he's
we
the most
waiting?
when it comes to killing a person in a clever fashion, Charles Bronson wins that
That's
category easily. So, but nobody knows who he
So-
is. Nobody has seen Death Wish movies like I've seen every Death Wish movie like 10 times.
Did you see
growing
the
up.
remake?
No, I didn't see the Bruce Willis one. Fuck that.
Good. Fuck that. I had a couple more. The Bride from Kill Bill. Indiana Jones. Snake Plissken was a good one. Rambo.
Rambo's
Shit.
probably good.
Oh my god, I left one of mine off that I wanted so badly. Fuck.
Who was it, Mr. Rogers?
I wanted Ellen Ripley from Alien. Damn it. That sucks. Oh well. Draft
Yeah,
is what
you
it is.
guys
Oh,
are you guys are
another one?
sexist.
I didn't know if you guys were gonna let me go with this or not, but Agent J from Men in Black.
I would have let that one. He's got bitchin' ass technology. That's fine.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of cheap though. Like that's way
Jason
more advanced
Bourne.
than like James Bond, who just has a gun in his car.
No, he has fucking bitchin' ass tools and weapons too. I mean, I guess he has like alien technology, so it's a little different.
Yeah, it's I don't know. about
Whatever.
that.
You guys should get deducted a few points for not even having a female on your squad. Just super sexist. I mean, there's some great action stars. You have Sarah Connor from Terminator. I'm surprised no one picked her.
Yeah, she
Fucking
was definitely
amazing.
the one who saved everybody in that movie.
You have Mila Jovovich or whatever her name is from Resident
She
Evil
let
movies.
everybody
Badass.
die.
Yeah, everybody is dead in that world. It's pretty much she's killing everybody, actually.
Jesus, man, you need to stop while you're somewhat not as far behind. You just like are digging a deeper hole.
What do you mean? Sigourney Weaver, an alien, let her whole crew die, basically, dude.
No, she didn't. And she
Yeah,
puts on
she
this
did.
sweet mech suit and fucks that alien up.
Yeah, after everyone's fucking dead.
I also had
Besides the girl or whatever.
Cameron Poe, who is Nicolas Cage from Con Air, and Chev Chelios, who is Jason Statham in Crank. Just because I think it'd be hilarious to watch him when he's like, he's about to die. He's just like, oh, we got to jump off this cliff.
Dude,
He's
I'm
like,
so surprised.
Smithers, I gotta fuck your ass or else we're both gonna be dead. All right. Give me a
Nobody picked Mark Wahlberg from Planet of the Apes. You guys fucked up so hard.
Dude, I would not want to spend any time with Mark Wahlberg. I don't ever want to meet him. Anyways. You heard the fart. You know what that means. It's time to talk about our movie review for this week, and it is Prisoners of the Ghostland. This is currently at 68% on Rotten Tomatoes. Sorry, down to 65% now that I look at it, and 35% from fans. Boy, I don't know where this went wrong. But it's not fart sniffy. It's just a genre that nobody asked for.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of like a neo-noir Western style,
Samurai.
like neons. Yeah, samurai Western. It's a lot of shit in there. And this is directed by a guy named Sion Sono, who is a famous... Boy, I want to get this country right. Japanese filmmaker.
Japanese.
This is the first English movie that he's done. And I haven't seen any of his other work, but he is proficient. I mean, if you go through his filmography, it is real long. This one just didn't really land on me. So
you're a Nic Cage stan.
I know. And I mean, when you do that many movies, you're bound to strike out on a couple of them, you know? You can't hit them all out of the park.
Right.
So in this, Nicolas Cage is our main character. And he is as over the top as he ever could be, because at one point he's just screaming testicle as loud as he can. But he's a bank robber who ends up in prison. And the governor, who's like a crime boss, kind of, maybe? I don't know. He's got a lot of power. He's a corrupt official or something.
Is that the
His
Colonel
granddaughter
Sanders?
gets kidnapped.
It's Colonel Sanders of the samurai world.
It was very Colonel Sanders. The white suit and the weird, everything about it was Colonel
Why
Sanders.
was he out there with samurais, but he's like some southern gentleman? I don't get it.
Yeah, so
I didn't even understand what was the only what was he doing wrong in the town besides having a lot of power? At first I'm like, oh, he's capturing all these women, but weren't they free? Weren't they just decided to be in those few buildings or whatever? I don't know. They don't make it clear.
That this movie is not meant to be understood.
Yeah.
How's that?
Okay.
Anyways, Sofia Boutella is the granddaughter who is kidnapped and put into a weird doll thing. And anyways, this is the story of Nicolas Cage working for the governor in order to not get his other testicle blown off, and to survive. That's really all this is. He's just some kind of mad, badass samurai guy who beats the fuck out of everybody and used to rob banks and then eventually got caught. Did I miss anything?
Yeah.
You're making it sound better than it is.
I think the big thing was about the whole town that Nicolas Cage goes to retrieve the granddaughter or whatever. This is a town that's stuck in time because there was this nuclear explosion, and these ghosts, essentially, these people living there, they can't move on with their lives. I guess die. I don't know if they were real or if they were fake. That wasn't really clear either. But ghosts are real, so obviously they're real. But yeah, it was about him just setting them free, kind of thing, because the governor was, it seemed like he was the reason why time couldn't move forward for them or something. I don't fucking know.
I thought that was some kind of weird metaphor that I just didn't understand.
Yeah.
I didn't take that as literally as you did, but also none of this made any fucking sense. So It doesn't really matter. So let's see who else we got in here. The governor is played by Bill Moseley. Sofia Boutella, as I mentioned, is Bernice. Nic Cage. The rest of these, I believe, are Japanese actors, but I couldn't tell you what any of them are from. The weird psycho guy, I liked him. He was weird looking enough. He looked like a DC villain, like somebody they'd put as a henchman in a DC movie. But this, I gotta say, this missed the mark for me.
Supposedly he was in Face Off with Nic Cage and Travolta.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Brick, your high-level thoughts?
I was watching this, and then I got 2/3 of the way done, and I just couldn't finish it. I just couldn't do it. I turned it off.
This is bad.
It was bad, but that's why I rented Lady of the Manor, because I was like, at least I'll watch something.
Something good came of this.
Thoroughly enjoyed with Lady of the Manor.
All right.
My biggest issue with it was with the movie poster itself. Was Nicolas Cage was quoted on the movie poster saying this was the wildest movie I've ever made. By no means was this the wildest movie he's ever made.
I think it was the typo. This is the worst movie I've ever made. And they're like, yeah,
Could be.
wildest.
It doesn't even matter because he did his job. He promoted this, and he had me and I'm pretty sure the rest of you excited to see the wildest movie that he'd ever done.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's a statement.
Yeah,
for Nic
it
Cage.
absolutely
With
would.
Mandy?
'Cause Mandy is so over the top. I mean,
Way
Pig was
more
over the top. Like I said, man, if you're Nic Cage and you're going to bat every other inning, you're going to strike out a couple times, but you go up there and you keep swinging away anyways.
Yeah. And I think my biggest problem with that on the poster, yeah, it's a blatant lie, but I was also expecting this to be fucking like crazy gory, and it wasn't. I was ready for that type of Nic Cage movie. Dude, every single scene where there was blood, you could tell there wasn't a budget for this because the person had to turn away where you just see the back of their head, and it's like they had the cheap like squirting blood effect.
Yeah.
You don't see anything, which I mean, if they would have had a couple like graphic scenes, all right, cool, it's an R-rated movie, but by no means was this like what I was expecting.
Go all out for one scene.
But they couldn't because they didn't have enough in their budget for CGI. It was very apparent that they just didn't have that much money because every single fucking scene of a death was either camera cut or it was at an angle where they can just like spew blood and you can't really see anything other than that.
Do you guys want to talk about something more interesting than this movie?
Yes.
All right, here's a headline, and I know you guys won't be able to see it unless you're watching the stream, but I'll read it for you. Rare two-headed snake donated by Nicolas Cage dies at zoo in New Orleans.
Holy fuck. No.
He had a fucking two-headed snake that lived to be 14 years old, and he says it's named after the Batman villain Harvey Dent, a.k.a. Two-Face. I like that.
That's a fucking did you know? Damn.
Yeah, go Nic Cage, man. He's always doing some weird shit. He's got like T-Rex heads and shit like that.
Wait, are you telling me that there's a snake, but it has two heads, and I can buy it right now as Nic Cage? Yes, take me to this place right now, immediately.
That's a very good Nic Cage impersonation. I appreciate that. All right, boys. I don't have anything else to say about this other than skip it.
It sucked. Skip it.
Pass, skip.
Disappointing. Sad about it, but
very disappointing.
You can't expect.
Nic Cage will be back soon.
Very soon.
I don't know what his next project is, but it'll be good.
There's a Tom Hanks movie called Finch coming on to Apple TV.
Is that a movie or a show?
It's a movie.
Okay, I could maybe get behind that.
That comes out November 5th. I just saw a trailer for it. Do you want to do a little live trailer right now, or are we over it?
Let's not. I want to get back to watching football. I need 4 more points out of Aaron Jones. No, I'm sorry, 2 more points. 2.5 points.
Okay, nobody cares about your fantasy team.
No, they don't, but I still want to leave.
Okay, ciao.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Thanks for tuning in. This is episode 263. I do want to tease that we've got some big plans coming up for Wizard World in Chicago. If you're anywhere near Rosemont, Illinois, that's coming October 17th. There's going to be some big names there. Michael Rooker is going to be there, Stephen Amell, a few other names, and we're trying to work some stuff out with Chuck from Chuckload of Comics. Obviously, check his show out. His YouTube show is back. They're doing it weekly again, and it was good to catch up with Chuck earlier tonight. If you want to follow us on social media, you can find us at the Chumpcast. You can call us or text us at 847-920-6107. And until next time.
Make sure you guys are voting for our drafts. We're on Twitter and Instagram posting them. So make sure you're fucking
tell
voting
Mark how bad he is.
for the best draft picks, aka my draft picks.
Trash.
I'm so surprised I haven't won every week so far.
Yeah, well,
Actual
you're really bad at
dumpster.
this. All right,
Yeah,
until next time.
Thumbs out, motherfucker.
Peace. Ciao, bella, mahalo.